Hey, this is Ben Stark, and I'm about to crack another one. Tribal Flames, not a great card. The 5-color control decks will play it, but a lot of times you want to play a lot of bounce lands in those decks. That's the lands that you have to return a land when they come into play, and they tap to get 2 kinds of mana. Those lands are great, and as a result, Tribal Flames really isn't. Sunlance, pretty much exactly what it looks like. It's good in any white deck. It's not an amazing card, but you know, it's a solid removal spell. You'll take it and you'll always play it. Plague Rusalka, very synergy-oriented card. It's a spirit, so it's good in spirits. It's good in black-green tokens. That's about the only places you would play it. Narcolepsy, solid removal spell. I don't really like it if I have an aggressive deck because it doesn't tap the creature immediately, so you lose out on a lot of damage that turn. I like it a lot in control decks, and I like it a lot if I have a lot of flyers. Otherworldly Journey, more of a sideboard card to me. It's really good at killing, or I should say shrinking, token creature, not token, but counter creatures, like all the graph creatures, Skyreach Manta, or Etched Oracle. Those all come back as just a 1/1, so it's good at killing those, and it's an okay trick. It's not a card I like to main deck, though. Bone Splinters, very good in the green-black tokens deck. You have Eldrazi spawns and Scatter the Seed 1/1s, and you just sack a 1/1 and kill an 8/8. Fantastic card for that deck. Not great in spirits, but you can play one. Vines of Vastwood, not a great card. Doesn't really synergize with what any of the green decks are doing, but I'll usually play one, you know, if I need a trick, if I'm a little spell light. Certainly a playable. Goblin Warpaint, so, same as Vines of the Vastwood. You can play one. It's okay in the Double Strike deck or the Bloodthirst deck, but it's not a great card, and you're not taking it early or really hoping to play it. Ulamog's Crusher. This guy's been surprisingly disappointing for me because ramp decks are the ones that normally want to play these powerful late game spells, but then he has to attack every turn. So a lot of times an aggro deck, when you play him, just passes the turn, you have to attack, they sack some lands and take 8 because you haven't dealt any damage to them yet really, and then they go and attack you again. This is not the finisher I'm really looking for out of my control decks and my ramp decks. I will board it in if I play against another controller ramp deck, or I will start it if I don't have other finishers, but I'm not excited about it. Where it is pretty exciting is in a green-white deck with a lot of Eldrazi spawn making. Sometimes you can play Eldrazi green-white tokens, and then it's great in that deck. Rusted Relic, powerhouse of the Affinity deck, 4-mana 5/5. You can't play it in any other deck, but the Affinity deck often has 15 artifacts. It's just always on, and it's just a 4-mana 5/5. It's great in that deck. Tezzeret's Gambit, pretty flexible, amazing in the graph deck because of Proliferate. Okay in the 5-color control decks because you draw cards and you get to proliferate. Not a card I usually play in the Affinity deck or in basically other decks. Boros Garrison, this is the bounce land. These are just good. I mean, you play all of them in the 5-color control decks. If you have a 2-color red-white double strike deck, you'll play 1 or 2, but they're not early picks. You're not that concerned about them. Dismembered, this is a great card. It's super flexible. You're going to play it in 100% of the decks you draft. If you're black, that's just gravy. It's an excellent card. It's the kind of card I'm looking to first pick. Precursor Golem, same as Dismember. It's a good card. You're going to play it in 100% of the decks. I actually don't think it's as good in this format as some other cards, or as it's been in some other formats, because there's a lot of spot removal in this format, but it still has the potential to single-handedly win a game, and you're still always going to play it. It's an early pick, but I wouldn't consider it broken. Reassembling Skeleton. This is really good in the black-green tokens deck with Bone Splinters. You're never going to play it in Spirits. It's really only good for that deck. It's a heavy synergy-oriented card. My pick out of this pack is Dismember. That might surprise a lot of people who look at Precursor Golem, but this card is just so efficient. You get to kill all kinds of 4, 5, 6 mana creatures for 1 mana at instant speed, and it's great in every deck. Precursor Golem, you know, if they kill it with a removal spell that only costs 2 or 3 mana, that's not great for you. And I mean, it costs 5, it dies a lot of the time. It can definitely win a game. It would be the next, Precursor Golem would be the next card I would take out of this pack, but my pick right now would be Dismember.